Actually, I am pretty excited because it is Kajabi month here at the Unicorn Advisory. We are celebrating all things Kajabi, and as such, I'm going to be doing a daily live tutorial every day in October. Well, every weekday, because you got to have some rest on the weekends. So today we're looking at coaching, and if you are using the Kajabi coaching product, either a single session product or a multi-session product, and you want someone to be able to do an extra session, how you can set that up and make sure that you still get paid, because it can be a little bit of a pain to grant access to another session. That simply won't work. Or if you get someone to purchase the session again, you can run into a couple of hitches. One of those being that I actually saw in the Kajabi group today and didn't realize that it happened, but I can see how it would be a bit of a disaster, is that if someone is purchasing the exact same thing again, it can kind of override the initial client records, notes, etc., that you have in the system for them. That is not cool, and that is probably not what you want. Thankfully, you are able to add extra sessions, ad hoc sessions. And also, you want to make it easy for your customers to be able to purchase those sessions. So, in the tutorial today, I'm going to be going through that and showing how you can set up a ghost offer for purchase of the sessions, and then how you can add those sessions into your client's existing account. So, this is only for if you are already working with a client with Kajabi coaching and you want to be able to add a new session, and ideally charge them for it as well. So, let's jump in while I'm getting things set up. I will just remind you, just in case you don't know, one of the things we're celebrating in October is that Kajabi are sharing with the Unicorn Advisory and everyone in the Unicorn Advisory's audience a 60-day free Kajabi trial, which I am pretty pumped about, understandably. So if you're not yet using Kajabi, please do find the link in the description and sign up for that. And you'll get our awesome bonuses, including the Kajabi Tiki Tour, which I'm going to be talking about a whole lot more. That starts on October 9th, and anyone can join the Kajabi Tiki Tour. But if you sign up to Kajabi through us, either in the past or right now, you can get a complimentary ticket to the Kajabi Tiki Tour, which is getting your settings and everything set up in Kajabi when you first get started. It is going to be so much fun. But alas, let's get into this coaching. If you do have any questions as I am going through this, please do let me know and I will make sure that I answer them. And also, if you do want to have a tutorial, if you've got something you would love for me to go over, do let me know in the comments. I've got lots of ideas, but I could always do with more ideas, and I love making Kajabi videos. So, all right. So if you have a client, and it will be someone who is in the past area, or maybe it's a client where there's one coming up and you've talked to them and realized that they need to add an extra session. Adding the extra session, that is the easy part. This one-off session here, it happened in the past, actually back in 2021 when Kajabi first created coaching. But if we come in here, we'll see now that we have the option to add an ad hoc session. Now, this is fantastic because all the information from that client's original session will still be kept in there, any notes, copy of the recording, etc. And it just basically allows you to add another one. Now, this is the same whether they have purchased a package or whether they have purchased a single session. You can kind of keep adding additional sessions on, and it will all sort of stick nicely in a bit of a container. So this is perfect for a situation like this where I do a one-off call, that's a strategy call, Kajabi consult. Someone is potentially going to want more than one of those. So if you add that new session, you can enter a title, you can send them an email notification, which I'll show you in a sec. And this is basically creating additional information. Now, you will be able to change this after you create it. So we'll just call this new session, talking about all things Kajabi. We will add the session. Now we've ticked send email notification. I'm going to show you where you can actually control a little bit more about what that email notification is going to look like. So this you'll see, just like your previous sessions, is going to add it in. We called this new session. That is what your client is going to see. We've got the description here. We can go and do things like add an agenda. We can go and add to that description. We can add any resources that they might want, and we can also go in afterwards and add notes. This will now be available for your client when they log into their Kajabi account for them to schedule. But you might be going, hang on a minute, they haven't paid yet. Well, this is the bit that will require just a little bit of manual handling. So what I would suggest that you do is, well, there's two ways to approach this. Firstly, it depends on your client relationship and whether you want to get paid before you even give them the opportunity to schedule this session. So if it's not something that's urgent and your clients just said that they want another one, then you can send out the offer, get payment, and once you've received payment, you can let them know it'll be a manual process and you'll add in the session. Then once you've received payment, then come in and add the ad hoc session. If it's something urgent and you want it quickly and you trust that your client's going to pay and you want to go back and check before the session and make sure that they've paid, then you can add the ad hoc session now. It will show up and it will be available for them to schedule, and then you can manually email them the ghost offer link so that they can make payment. So you will need a ghost offer. It just depends on your business and how you like to work, whether you want to send out the payment link before or after you have added this session into their account. All right, so to create a ghost offer, we're going to come into sales and we're going to go into our offers and we are going to create what's called a ghost offer. This is an offer that is not attached to any product. We don't want to attach this to the coaching product. We want this to be just a standalone single offer. So we're going to call this additional 90-minute consultation. And there are no products, so we're going to leave that blank and we're going to make this free and we're going to make this 497. Set up your payments as you normally would, and this will allow you to set up that ghost offer. Now, what you'll need to do is just come in and go in and set your checkout up and put whatever information that you would like in for that checkout. You probably don't need to call it additional 90-minute consultation. You can probably call it something a little bit sexier than that. But yeah, you can add that in, but I would leave it for you so that your internal title says additional, so that you can always figure out which one is the additional and which one is the original consultation. So you can probably leave that title because the title that you have in here is going to be what you see in the checkout. So go and style the checkout, choose whichever pricing that you want. You can add an image. You don't need to because this will be an existing client and you've already talked with them. So any offer where you're basically formalizing a payment that you've already talked about, you don't need to be quite as stressed about design and making the checkout sort of, hitting on all those high converting things, because that's more important for someone that doesn't know you. When they know you and you're just giving them a way to pay, you can keep things a lot more simple. But what I would suggest that you do is have this set up so it goes through to the members product library. That way, if you have already set up the ad hoc session, then they will see that and they can schedule it immediately. Now, if you haven't, you might want to send them to a thank you page that you create, or just use this custom thank you page. You use the really simple page and just let them know, thanks so much for your payment. Please allow 12 to 24 business hours for your scheduling link to show in your account, or something along those lines, to let them know that, we'll give that a bit of zhuzh, to let them know that they will see it, but it's going to take a little bit of time. And you can reiterate as well when you actually send out, I'm just going to save that, when you send out their email confirmation. Now with orders, all orders, but especially ghost offers that aren't attached to a product. I mean, I never use the default email or the custom email because they're so damn ugly. Even the custom email, it's using this horrible liquid email formatting and you can never make it look nice. So I always opt for none and then send out an automation email. That's kind of my Kajabi offers / checkout rule. So when offer is purchased, then send an email. And this is where you can confirm the payment, confirm that their next session will be available to book, and any other information that you want to add into that confirmation. So add that in there and customize the email. So just say your next coaching session is confirmed, like that, and you can save that. So that's all saved, and obviously you want to customize it, and you can add any other additional tags or anything like that. But again, reiterate in that the information that it will take a little bit of time. Now, depending on how busy you are and what you've got going on, in your settings, you can opt to have a confirmation email. So get notified when a purchase is made. I mean, I always have those on because I just love getting those notifications in my Kajabi account. I still, despite gosh, thousands and thousands of them coming through. I'm still like, oh, yay, someone just purchased. But you can add that in here, but that's just going to tell you someone purchased. So you can rely on that notification and then, have that as the trigger to go into your products and then manually add that ad hoc session. Or you can do it through an automation. This is a little fancy way that you can come and add automation. And when offer is purchased, then send an email. However, this time we're going to send an email to ourselves. So send it to my team. So I'll just pretend that's coming to me. Always remember to press tab to get the little gray box around. And then we can say new coaching session to be added ASAP. So you can actually, changing the subject line can make that stand out in your own inbox a lot more. And then that's where you can be like, hello. And then this is yourself. So all the personalization fields are about the client. So I can say hello team unicorn or, hello me. Please note that first name, last name. Oh, whoopsie. First name, last name, just paid for their extra coaching session. Please go to the coaching portal and add their ad hoc session. So it's kind of like sending yourself a note in an automated way so that when you get that, you're like, oh, that's right, I've got to do it, so that you don't forget when you get the payment that something has to happen. So that's that little bit where there is that manual thing that you have to do. But by setting something like this up, it means that you're never going to forget that you have to do it. So as soon as you get this email, you can be like, oh, yeah, that's right, jump into the products, add the ad hoc session, and it will go, it will be there for your client to schedule. You can always send them an additional email when it's done and say, oh, hey, Jenny, you can go in now and schedule whenever you like, or you can just have that message saying it'll be up within, 12 to 24 hours and they can just check back. That is entirely up to you. So, you can put whatever you want in there, but that's just giving you their information so that you know to go and look for it. We did not say that. It's meant to go to none. We don't want one to go out. Okay, so last thing is you might want to control the email that they get when you add an ad hoc session so that you know exactly what it's going to look like. There is nothing worse than surprises and clients getting emails and you're like, I don't know what that looks like and I don't know where that was coming from. So we're going to come back into our products area and customize that email so that you can see what that is going to look like. So if we go into, sorry, not courses, coaching, and we go to find our client is Sue. Surprise, surprise. I am the client. So we're going to come in here and go into add a new session. And once you get in here, you can see this emails templates icon down here, and you've got the box to send them an email notification. You don't need to send them an email notification. But yeah, if you want them to know and you don't want to have to email them manually, then this is going to go out as an automatic email. So if you just click on that, and which is really easy to do if you're sending this anyway, then the client will be notified. So then they'll get that message to be like, hey, go in and schedule it. So click on to email templates because you might want to customize this depending on your brand and what you like your emails to look like. So we got a lot of emails in here. We're going to come down, scroll down to the coaching section, which is closer to the bottom, and you want to go to coaching session added. So if we click on this, we'll be able to go in and actually customize this and change the wording. Now, all of these email templates are so ugly. I don't like them at all. But if you want to see what it's going to look like, you can either send yourself a test email or come and, open it up here. It's a little bit easier to read. As you can see, anything that's in these curly brackets is not actually going to show up because that's going to be pulled from the information. So program title will be the name of that original coaching offer that you set up. So if it was just like like that 90-minute consultation, it will say an additional session has been added to 90-minute consultation. If you don't want that to be like so specific, you could change it to something like an additional coaching session has been added, and then get rid of that program title and just say to your coaching program. Something like that, that's generic enough to cover all the different coaching programs that you've got set up, but less specific, or it's pulling the name of the actual title of the offer. So you can then see the view session title, and you might remember when we came into here, this is the title here. So don't just call it new session. You can call it like 90-minute one-on-one consultation, or something that is specific to what it actually is, because that's going to go out in the email. The description is then going to pull from whatever you put in here. So if you have a description for what the session is going to entail, it's going to pull that information and put it into the email. But then it's going to also add that button on. So if we go back to preview, we've got the button which says schedule your session. But you'll see here, you're like, well, I don't want it to be blue because my color is orange, or whatever the situation is. So you can actually go in and change that here, and change that to your hex code. I know mine off by heart because I've typed it 400 trillion times, but you can get any hex code and put it in there. And when you save that, it's going to go out of it, but oh no, it's not. We'll see now that that has changed it to our orange. So you can change that to your own brand color, and you can also, update any of the rest of this to make it a bit more you. You might want to make it more fun, or do something else. So this is what your client is going to get when the session is available for them to schedule. Now, one little workaround to the payment option, and this is where it's a bit tricky if you're doing multiple different types of programs, so you're offering ad hoc sessions. If, say, you know there's only going to be one, and you want people to be able to do it, you could actually add a link in here. I think that could be a little bit messy, and it might be easier just to send them manually. Just, flick them an email just in your regular email account and be like, hey Sue, here's the link so that you can pay for your next coaching session. Yeah, and then everything else will follow through. So hopefully that will help you if you do want to add extra coaching sessions and do it in a seamless way and get paid for it, because that is always nice. So just to recap, you will need to go into the coaching program, go to that person's past or pending coaching. They have to at least have a coaching thing that they have purchased for you to be able to add extra sessions to it. So go into that person's. You'll need to add an ad hoc session either before or after they do the payment. You can customize the email that goes out to them and choose whether you want to send an email to them when they actually, get the notification to let them know that there's a new ad hoc session, or you don't have to email them. That's up to you. And also you will need to create a ghost offer with no product attached to be able to send them a link to be able to pay. And I didn't cover that, so I'm just going to quickly go back to that. So in your actual offer where you've got the ghost offer that you have set up, I'm going to come into our offers, and we've got this additional consultation. You can either just get the link just from here. You can either get link or just back out. Sometimes I like to come in and just do a quick double check of the checkout before I send the link out, but you can just get the link, copy that, and then send that through to your client so that they can make the payment for their next session. I hope this was helpful. If you are using Kajabi coaching and you've got any other questions about coaching, please do let me know. And like I said, if you've got any tutorials that you would like me to cover during this glorious month of Kajabi month here at the Unicorn Advisory, it's all things Kajabi for October, and hot damn, I am celebrating and I am loving every minute of it. So if you have got tutorials, let me know what they are, because I want to make this as helpful for you as I can. And of course, I will see you in the next tutorial. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Sue from the Unicorn Advisory. Ta-da!